I am so excited. One of our all-time favorite red-eye guests, a little show Joe and I used to do back in the day, has never been on before. Finally, he is here.
Wait, Jamie's been here before.
He's not been on this show.
Really?
No.
I could have sworn like 3 years ago, maybe.
Hope he's not listening to that brain fart.
I don't know.
Jamie Lissow, you guys, is in the studio. He will be on, speaking of Red Eye, he's going to be on Gutfeld tomorrow night and Irving Improv on November 26th, 27th, and 28th. Season 2 of Netflix's Real Rob is streaming now. You can see his wonderfulness on there. And there he is. You haven't changed at all. Good to see you, buddy.
Guys?
Thank you so much for joining us.
Dude, of course. I can't believe my last appearance was so not memorable that you don't remember I was on, and I've actually never been on.
Right?
No,
I wasn't. I never was.
Thank you. I win.
Yeah.
Was it a dream I had?
Oh, she's dreaming about you.
I guess.
I look like a lot of people. Joe DeVito. Sometimes I get.
See, you know what? I would
You look
oftentimes.
nothing
You look
like
nothing like Joe DeVito.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I would always get, back in the day before he became imprinted in my memory, I would always get DeVito and DeRosa. More so for the names, of course, than the actual.
Sure. There's a lot of Joes in the world.
Yeah. Also, I think what it comes down to is I don't like Italians.
I did a show last weekend, and a lady told me I look like Tim Allen from like the mustache area down.
I'll take it.
Yeah?
That's not too shabby.
that
You know
a
what
weird
I
thing
got
to say,
recently is, have you ever seen...
But accurate, I would
Have you ever seen The Orchid Thief? The one, is it called The Orchid? No, Adaptation.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I get Chris Cooper.
Oh, gotcha.
But I mean, I still have my teeth because I really had no teeth in the movie. But like, yeah, with the hat on, yeah, you can
I don't
see
know
it
that
now.
that's a flattering.
No, it's not. No. I like it, but I don't think it's a flattering thing.
Whenever they say you look like someone but with teeth, it's not that complimentary.
If you could just knock those ugly little whites out, you would be the spitting image of Chris Cooper, the Orchid Thief, in Adaptation. Where, I mean, it might not be a compliment, but I really give it to Meryl Streep in that. Oh, give her a good Rogering.
I don't.
Well, just picture me having graphic sex with Meryl Streep. Can you do that for me?
Oh! Yes.
Wow.
Holy shit. That is...
Someone tweeted that to me like a
Especially
couple
now
days ago.
with your hair this long, you're wearing a hat.
Yeah.
Wait, if only I had my smoke here.
mustache.
Hold on.
Holy
I'll do
cow.
one thing, and we'll try that.
You could go to a Comic-Con, dude. That's close.
But truly.
That's too late. I lost the plot. Oh, wait, here's one. No. I don't want to open these.
I think I have the wrong movie. What's the Nicolas Cage one? If that's not Adaptation?
It's the same one. Yeah.
Same one, okay.
And he's playing it's so fucking weird. He's playing Charlie Kaufman is a real person, and his twin brother,
Okay, I got
identical
that.
twin
Oh, I
brother.
have seen this.
Yeah,
They're
you know what
writing
I'm
a
talking about.
script or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep is in that?
Yeah, she's the Susan Orlean, the New Yorker writer, and he has to adapt her Orchid Thief book into a movie.
Got it.
So he's like trailing around. Very strange, but I enjoyed it. Well, how long are you in town?
I'm here. I'm doing Gutfeld later today. And then
Today, because you
tomorrow.
said tonight, I didn't fucking email. But all right, so watch that tonight. I think I got all the other dates correct. And well, it's good to see you
Are you
again, buddy.
Still living
Awesome to see you guys.
in Alaska?
Yeah, I live in Alaska.
Nice.
That
Whereabouts
doesn't make any
in
sense.
Alaska?
It's Fairbanks, Alaska.
Okay, because I started watching this family on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very strange. I like to watch people who are so unlike me,
Okay.
so I can become a more empathetic person.
Sure. What's this show?
It's the Somers family. They live in North Pole, Alaska.
That's like 45 minutes from me.
That's incredible. And so I watch all these really cool things. They talk about the midnight sun, the days when it's just like daylight all the time.
Yeah.
They show like the cost of groceries in Alaska,
Yeah.
which can be like crazy expensive.
Absolutely.
So I'm just like always fascinated by, that life.
How long have you been there?
I've been there for 9 years.
Oh my God, you're local.
Yeah, and it's like you do hear. I hate it there. I'm there because of like an ex-wife situation, and so it's
That's always
obviously
great.
it's so far from everything, like comedy and industry and everything. But everything you hear about Alaska, like you just were very accurate there. People go, "Oh, but Alaska, it's so inexpensive to live there." No, it's not at all. So you,
Because it's so hard to get produce and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like Alaska. I remember I did a show once, and I was living in New York at the time, and I said something like, "Yeah, my rent's $3,000 a month," or something like that. I just said it on stage at the beginning of a joke, and this guy comes up after and he goes, "Dude, do you realize I live in Alabama?" He goes, "Do you realize in Alabama for that much money, you could literally live in like a 9-bedroom house on like 6 acres of land?" I was like, "I know, dude, but the only problem is out the front door, Alabama's there." But I don't even think you even have that with Alaska. That like it's everything you hear about it.
Yeah.
Like they go, "Oh, it's beautiful." I'll take your word for it. It's been dark for the last 48 hours.
Oh, talk about, you think you have seasonal disorder now. Try
Yeah.
without sunlight. Oh, man. Although,
Yeah.
look at her. Like, looks like she gets much
The other thing that fascinates me, though, is that it will be like 0 degrees.
Yeah.
And this family is outside in just like a long sleeve T-shirt. Or, they're not wearing a heavy coat. They're drinking a cold beverage.
Yeah.
And that's not cold to
Yeah,
them.
people wear shorts up until
wild.
they get so excited too. My son goes, "Dad, it's going to be 0 tomorrow," like as an exciting thing. Oh, it's going to be no degrees.
I just, growing up in Chicago where, it was cold, but it wasn't that, I just want nothing to do with that. It's
brutal.
Even now, this is too much for me. I should have been born in the Caribbean. Don't belong on this kind of island. But that, I would, oh, God.
You saw
What are the layers you have to put on it?
so many layers. It's so many, and I have so many layers of depression by living there. It's not just the clothes. It's funny, I was talking to Kumi about this, but you said you saw like that family on YouTube. The worst part about being a comedian in Alaska is that as a comedian, like your biggest goal would probably be to have your own TV show.
Sure.
My vet has their own TV show. Like everyone in Alaska has their own show. Like just some family in North Pole has their own show. Look at me, I'm writing scripts and stuff. This family's just walking outside. They got 3 seasons on YouTube.
Well,
They've done it for years and they get paid.
Oh yeah.
They because now you can really monetize just showing your life.
I think you'd hate North Pole, Bill. I'm just throwing that out there. I heard you guys briefly talking about Christmas just now. It's Christmas all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, yeah.
You know, like the shit you hate about like the Christmas music and like if you go to North Pole, Alaska, they have like a Santa Claus house and people go buy ornaments and stuff. It's fucking horrible.
Oh, man.
It's
It's
terrible.
A little cottage industry. It makes sense. But, I remember I went to Alaska one time with Lauren Sivan, who I'm sure you've been on Red Eye a lot with her.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see a moose. We were there for a fucking week. Not one. I think we saw the business end of a moose when we were on a train, like running away from us. But they've got like moose guards on the highway. Like this, I don't think that's not the proper word for it, but I called them moose guards. There's just like everything is moose related. Yeah. Stuff is made so that a moose can't destroy it with its giant antlers, stuff like that. Not one moose. Unfucking believable. Yeah. I don't think we saw much wildlife, period. It's like they were scared.
It really depends where you go.
We were in Anchorage mostly.
Yeah, that's where you would not see a lot of mooses.
And then we took one of those, like, this is very touristy, like, we took one of those trains where it's, like, all windows, so you just enjoy the beautiful scenery.
Oh, yeah.
Up to Denali, and that whole town is, like, got a cottage industry about some dude that decided that it was mentally ill and went to live in an abandoned bus on the top of a hill. Into the Wild, you ever hear that? No. Sean Penn did a movie about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they filmed the movie there, and they got not the actual bus. I think that became an actual tourist place. He's
McCandless.
Mentally ill, and then he like poisoned himself with berries or something. While
he did. Well, he would say that everyone says like, oh, he doesn't know shit about wildlife. He poisoned himself. But he was like when they dove deep into it in that Krakatoa book.
Yes.
Into the Wild.
Yeah,
he really, it was a very confusing berry that he ate. Like I guess it's a pretty common mistake. So he's not as dumb if you trust the book. He's not like dumb like some of the other people say. And did you know that bus? The problem with that bus is it was like. It's only 2 hours from where I live, the McCandless bus, like in the wilderness. And people would go and look at it and stuff because it was just sitting out there. And they go, oh, a dead guy was here. And they would have like a journal and you'd sign your name. So many tourists would go. And there's this, if you read the book, like he goes to find this bus and there's a big river and he crosses it and it's fine. And when he tries to leave, the reason he gets stuck in the bus is the river gets 3 times as big because the tide comes in or something. You can't get across the river. And so now.
The berries and not knowing about the river.
Yeah.
I'm starting to decide on perhaps he was not that prepared. I'll go with your theory.
Yeah. But what's crazy is people go visit it all the time and they do the same thing and they get stuck and then they have to call emergency services. And so this town nearby, is constantly having emergencies, and the helicopters can't get to him because they're rescuing idiots.
Well, and I believe that they got rid of the actual bus. They
did.
got the one that Sean Penn used in the movie at a popular bar there, but they got rid of the actual bus for that reason.
Yeah.
Did they put it in some undisclosed area, or is it someplace where everyone can visit?
I think
there's a McDonald's right next.
There's a replica bus you can visit, but I don't know what happened to the real bus.
I think, yeah.
Wow.
Well,
I don't know that I would go to Alaska to see a bus. There are other things I'd want to
Yeah, there's a bunch around here.
see. There's so many of them.
she overdoses on her way over here. Well, you know that, and it's of course the only reason that it's kind of clever is because Sarah Palin didn't come up with it, but she would always quote someone else as saying when they would talk about the men versus women ratio in Alaska. She's like, yeah, the goods are odd, but the odds are good. No,
Right.
wait, the odds are good, but the goods are odd. I already butchered it.
That's right.
As far as the type of dude
Yeah.
that lives in Alaska.
Completely.
A lot of guys, but there's a reason perhaps they want to be away from society.
100%.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like an 8 in Alaska. I'm like a 3 everywhere else. In Alaska, they're just like, wow, you're just...
Chris Cooper's going to have to make a trip away
Dude,
from...
You would crush it.
Pretty Manhattan.
You would crush in Alaska. Most of them are in camouflage. You can't even see them. So there's even more. Yeah, you'd crush it, dude.
You're like a Chris Cooper with something a little more. Molars. Man, I got to do it.
You don't have deer blood on you. You go right to a 5 or 6.
God damn it.
It's a good place to be.
And I bet you there's a cottage industry, too, of deer piss. I know the hunters like to put that on them.
Yeah.
Elk piss.
Yep.
I'm sure there's something feces related for you.
Oh.
She likes poo stories. See how she just perked up?
Yeah.
You start with hunting, not paying attention. The poop part, you're in.
I would love to see Alaskan poop, actually.
Moose poop's really interesting. It's not that gross.
I just picture bigger versions of like the little pellets that gerbils make.
That's almost exactly what it is.
Is that it? Yeah. Yes.
But you clean it up real nice. It's like
Well,
little
'cause
balls.
It freezes immediately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's easy to
They're
take with you.
dangerous. Those are the you can't don't fuck. We've run plenty of videos of mooses fucking things up. They are a
Oh,
dangerous
thank you
animal.
for the visual. Yes, that is a larger gerbil turd.
Yeah, that's
Look at
right.
that. I must have in my mind's eye seen it at some point to think that. They
that-
actually look delicious.
It's not that gross, right?
Yeah.
It's like a mixed nut.
Look like dates. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Yeah, you're right. I'm sure the freezing has something to do with it. Well, it's a beautiful area full of odd people like Jamie.